Hi everyone, my name is TJ Martin. Today is October 12th, 2021, and I'm going to be giving a presentation over Binance Coin, or better known as BNB. Okay, so before we get into what Binance Coin actually is, I think it's important to define what exactly the Binance platform is. So Binance is a cryptocurrency trading exchange founded by Changpeng Zhao, or better known as CZ, in 2017. The company was initially based in China, but later relocated to the Cayman Islands after increased Chinese regulation threatened its business. Um, it's currently one of the largest cryptocurrency trading platforms due to its extensive list of trading pairs. And this basically means that you can use Binance Coin on the platform to trade for any other cryptocurrency. And this is important because of the low transaction fees that Binance offers in comparison to competitors such as Coinbase. So if you were trading with BNB or Binance Coin on the platform, you're going to get a discounted trading fee in comparison to if you had been trading on another platform or with another token. All right, so what exactly is Binance Coin, or BNB? BNB is the native coin of the Binance blockchain or ecosystem, which consists of several different platforms such as the Binance Exchange, the Binance Decentralized Exchange, Binance Launchpad, and then the Binance Smart Chain. It's built on the Ethereum blockchain and uses ERC20 tokens, which can be stored and hold value. BNB and coins on Binance Smart Chain are supported by the Ledger Nano S hardware wallet. Tokens can be mined as 200 tokens cannot be mined, as 200 million tokens were already pre-mined and distributed through the initial coin offering, with 10% going to angel investors, 40% going to the founding team, and then the remaining 50% going to the public. On its white paper, Binance initially committed to buying back 20% of its profits every quarter and burning the tokens, creating a deflationary nature until the token supply reaches 100 million, which, as the supply decreases, essentially increases the value of each coin. Um, Binance has a block size limit of 1 megabyte. Binance Smart Chain average block size is at a current level of 83,630 bytes, up from 74,488 yesterday and 2,234 a year ago. This is a change of 12.27% from yesterday and 3.64 from 1 year ago. And the block size increase, or the rapid increase, is important because as block size increases, the volume of transaction also increases. So as the volume of transactions increases, this is going to increase the profit, which means that there's going to be more coins to be burned quicker. So as the volume of transactions increases, the value of the money is also going to go up because it's working in tandem with the volume of transactions increasing is working in tandem with the burning of the coins. So right now there's currently 168 million BNB circulating, so there's still a lot left to be burned. All right, so here's a brief history of Binance Coin. So as mentioned earlier, it was originally an ERC20 compliant Ethereum token with an initial coin offering in mid-2017. In 2019, upon Binance Chain's launch, users holding ERC20 compliant tokens were able to swap for an equivalent number of BEP2 BNB tokens, which is the Binance token standard, which is very similar to the ERC20 token that Ethereum provides. And then in September 2020, it was then moved to Binance Smart Chain when it was released. Blocks, part of the Binance ecosystem, currently undergo a proof of stake authority consensus model, and the POSA block. All right, so there's many different applications that BNB can be used for. Binance ecosystem, BNB is native utility tokens, so largely used for discounted trading fees um, and more efficient trading on the Binance exchange and the Binance DEX platforms. It can be used to run smart contracts on the Binance Smart Chain. Binance Launchpad is a token launch platform of Binance. It's used to help raise funds for blockchain projects, which introduces Binance's users that are already using the platform to the projects, but in turn, these users can invest in the project. However, the only capital that they can use to invest is Binance Coin. So just another way to kind of get the coin more used outside of the trading fee discounts. Um, BNB users get community votes based on the amount of BNB they hold. Community members vote on the project they wish to be added to the exchange, and if you have 500 BNB, you are eligible for the maximum of 10 votes. And that 500 number is important because even outside of the community votes, once you get to 500 BNB, they offer a lot of different opportunities to make money or save money or just different things you can do in the ecosystem once you have at least 500 BNB accumulated. Um, BNB has its own trading pair on the Binance exchange, meaning it can be used to buy and sell just about any crypto that's listed on its exchange. Fractions of the coin left over, which they call dust, is following a transaction is converted to BNB. So over time, you'll see those little fractions of coins start to add up, and they can be used in the Binance ecosystem. And it can also be used to spend like other cryptocurrencies. So these are just some of the applications, but as you can see, Binance has taken, I guess, the tokenomics of being able to do different things with their coin. I'd say they're probably the number one exchange as far as that aspect goes because they offer a lot of different varieties of things you can do with BNB. All right, so as you can see from the different business applications that Binance offers, it has many strengths that could benefit in the future to its sustained success. BNB has clear utility benefits with the Binance Change ecosystem in the form of the trading fee discounts, which could separate it from platforms like Ethereum, where the Ethereum, one of their biggest problems is not as scalable, and as trading volume increases, the transaction fees are going to increase more and more. So Binance doesn't really deal with this problem. Um, Binance's parent company is one of the largest and fastest growing companies in the crypto industry, which is translated to growing BNB adoption, price appreciation since its inception. As Binance rolls out more features like staking, leverage tokens, and decentralized exchanges, there will be more utility for BNB. And these are just a few of the different services or platforms that Binance has rolled out currently, but um, they've shown no indication of slowing down anytime soon as far as the different offerings that they're rolling out. And then the recent growth of the Binance Smart Chain has generated a new wave of users in the Binance ecosystem, which could translate to more BNB users. And the Binance Smart Chain is basically just their version of Ethereum, where they can run decentralized applications and use BNB sort of how Ethereum uses Ether on their platform. But what's interesting is Binance Smart Chain is actually forked from Ethereum, so they essentially were able to bootstrap their system and then basically just add on to it. So not a lot was invested into getting the Binance Smart Chain up and running. All right, well, it's important to point out the strengths of Binance and what it could do potentially in the future. I think it's also important to highlight the weaknesses and what could potentially go wrong with Binance. While many other cryptocurrencies aim to compete as open and borderless money to be used for any purpose, the BNB token is much more limited as it's mainly tied to Binance's ecosystem. So if the ecosystem fails, there's not really much use outside of Binance. Not that there isn't any use, but most of its use comes from inside the ecosystem. It's a centralized token controlled by a for-profit company with little utility outside the Binance ecosystem. So that's kind of one of the things with Binance is it's not really decentralized because it's the 21 validators are the ones who basically kind of control the system. Binance has already demonstrated questionable character on several occasions when dealing with BNB and customer funds. For years, there's been concerns that eventually regulators are going to attempt to squash Binance, which it looks like 2021 could possibly be that year. We're not really sure, but there have been multiple complaints filed against Binance accusing them of operating as an unlicensed digital asset business. The biggest and most concerning news came more recently when the UK completely banned Binance. The UK Financial Conduct Authority stated that Binance was not regulated in the UK and that it must cease advertising and display a notice that is not permitted to operate in the UK. There are worries that this could start a major trend of economies implementing a full ban of the exchange. It's exposed to greater catastrophic downside risks due to more than 80% of BNB either owned or custodied by Binance. It's engaged in regulatory arbitrage, claiming to have no permanent headquarters in an unprecedented attempt to avoid restrictive regulatory laws. So this is another cause for concern. It's currently under investigation or unable to conduct business in 10 plus countries across Europe and Asia. And the BNB token could be subject to US security laws and it's solely controlled by a private company. So a lot of the concerns surround just regulatory. There are regulatory concerns that could potentially have a big impact on the platform. As far as competitors, there's not really a single entity that really competes with Binance just because the coin is mainly tied to its platform. So the only way to really for this coin to really fall out is if the Binance ecosystem essentially becomes obsolete. And right now, what's kind of driving the ecosystem is their scalability and transaction speeds and the low transaction fees. So Ethereum, I would say, as far as the Binance Smart Chain, where they can produce decentralized applications, is probably the #1 competitor for Binance in that aspect. But it's not just Ethereum to worry about. There's also coins like Cardano, which are really close to launching smart contracts. And the DeFi ecosystem is just really, it's growing really rapidly. So these are just things to watch out for that could potentially replace some of the Binance use cases. In terms of its exchange, Coinbase is probably the biggest competitor, but again, Coinbase has significantly higher transaction fees with Binance, so a lot of people are choosing to use Binance over their system. The block time right now for Binance is around 3 seconds per transaction in comparison to Bitcoin, which is currently 10 minutes, and Ethereum's, which is 10 to 19 seconds. So that just kind of puts in perspective how much volume of transactions that Binance can complete compared to some of its competitors. But yeah, it'll be kind of difficult to completely get rid of BNB outside of any type of regulatory shutdowns, just because BNB offers such a wide portfolio of utilities for the token just because Binance has kind of built it that way to where if one use of BNB goes away or becomes replaced by competitors, they still have a lot of different avenues that they can go down. All right, so what should we expect from Binance Coin in the future? As long as the most popular smart contract-based blockchain, Ethereum, continues to struggle with congestion and slow transaction speeds and high transaction fees, we can expect the increased adoption of more affordable alternatives like Binance Smart Chain for the users who may not be able to afford the transaction fees that are required on Ethereum, or users who may need to scale the platform a little bit more. Binance has a strong track record of being able to capitalize and innovate on its use cases, so we have reason to believe that on top of the current different strategies that are implemented right now, Binance will roll out more strategies that allow its users to use BNB in different ways. Potential concerns over financial regulators and hackers are something that we definitely need to be aware of, because regardless of how many strengths and different services that Binance offers, if it gets shut down by regulators because of unethical work that they are doing, then the services don't really mean anything, and it can result in a loss of capital. So I guess we have to ask ourselves, is the short-term growth of Binance caused only by the high transaction fees on Ethereum, or is it actually a longer-term user acquisition? So with that question, we're basically asking if Ethereum is able to somehow scale its platform to where they can produce a higher volume of transactions and lower those transaction fees, how is that going to affect Binance? And is Binance still going to be the number one? Is it still going to be an option as far as smart contracts and decentralized applications? And then what is the main purpose of using the Binance blockchain if it's not fully decentralized and permissionless? A lot of people switch over to blockchain and cryptocurrencies because they like the fact that it's decentralized. And Binance, it does have a decentralized platform in its DEX, but the actual Binance chain isn't decentralized. So that's just something to take into account as far as how users might view the platform long term, and how many people might consider adopting it. So it's really up for you to decide the advantages, or do they outweigh the possible risks, and if BNB can potentially be a profitable asset in your portfolio. They have the financial backing and expertise that could really boost BNB's reach throughout the crypto market. So if you're willing to invest the time and energy, do your research, do an analysis on the reward risk potential in BNB, and it can investing in BNB could potentially work out for you.